Of Ian is a Weirdo. Today we are gonna just chit chat. No specific projects that I'm working on for Halloween. There's my little ghosty. He's a little plump, but he's all mine. And I still haven't put together the garland for the pumpkin pie slices, so that is a work in progress as well. But what I am making is a commission. I'm doing a granny square, continuous granny square, and I am making it in green and white, and the border is going to be this like steel gray. So this is all not Lion Brand, Carrie girlfriend. So this is Premier Anti-Pilling Everyday Worsted. I really like this yarn. I worked with it for that really bright orange cowl that I have. I have not had a bit of luck getting it off the skein into the working pattern. Good evening, Candy. This is gonna be like, good evening, Miss Chocolate. I guess I could have done that, but it just feels different. So what was I saying? I don't like granny squares. I'll put that out there. I'm only making this because I got the commission. The same person who ordered this ordered my Beetlejuice Japanese knot bag, and so I was like, I'll crochet literally anything you want. Like, just tell me what you want. I'll figure out how to do it. And then she said, do you do baby blankets? And I was like, yes, because I don't really like blankets. They're really big projects that I just lose interest in. And I guess I could crochet while I'm talking about this. So she was like, oh, like, my sister, I think, is having a baby and in December, and I want to have a blanket for them. And I was like, cool, yeah, that's awesome. Just send me a picture of what you want so I can make sure I can do that. And I was like, in my mind, I was thinking, she's going to send me a picture of a granny square. She's going to send me a picture of a granny square. And what do I get? A fucking granny square. And it's like definitely not the hardest pattern to learn or relearn in my case. But it's just like, to me, it's so repetitive and boring in that sense that I really have trouble getting passionate about this project. So I've had trouble with all the anti-pilling yarn that I've used from Premier, specifically Premier. All of them I've had trouble with them knotting up as I try to get them out. So before I even start working on them, I go ahead and put them in a cake so that I can work with them a little bit easier. I'm working with a center pull, so I don't have to worry about any rolling or anything like that. And I'm fine with the consequences of doing center pull. So Cami pointed out the other day that I kind of hide my crochet over here. So I'm going to try to keep it a little bit more open so that you can all see what I'm working on. Because I'm not trying to be like secretive or anything. I just like to lean to my left, and I want this over here, so I can put this over here. There we go. I'm using a 5mm hook, and I'm using my clover because I cannot find my 5mm hook in my furls. I would much rather do furls because my wrist is already killing me, and this is just day one of of uh, of working on this. So I really would love to find my 5mm furls. That would be a delight. I know I'm getting for my birthday. I'm getting the Odyssey hooks. So, or two Odyssey hooks. I'm getting a 4mm and a 5mm. So I'm ready to switch over to the 5mm as soon as I get it. But right now I'm just using the clover. And like, please don't get me wrong, I do love the clover hooks. I just like, I find that if I'm doing a lot of like double or triple crochets, I really like the turning, doing all that yarning over. I like doing that um, with a furls instead because it's more ergonomic and it feels better on my wrist. So this is the last round of white, and then we're going to switch back to green. So this process of making the blanket was a little bit more interactive than maybe I probably should have let it be, because we were on the path to make what I thought was a really good color combination. And I sent her to the Premiere website and said, look at these yarns. And, okay, see you soon, love you. Um, and, uh, yeah, and she ended up picking slightly different colors I wouldn't have necessarily picked. But it's all about what she wants. So I'm not like mad or anything. But I kind of wish I would have said, okay, you want it to look exactly like this? Okay, these are the colors we're gonna pick. And I wish I would have picked the colors and also the yarn. Because I don't know if I would have picked anti-pilling personally, but that's okay. It's just a learning process, learning how to take commissions, and learning how to, you know, temper client expectations, all that stuff. Stuff that I haven't had to do in a very long time. So I'm like, what is this? So, yeah, I am, let's see, rounding out my first corner. And so I'm using the colors kiwi, cream, and steel for this blanket if you like this color combination. Um, I was thinking initially that we were going to do something more in the mint family rather than the kiwi color, but she really liked the kiwi, so I was like, okay, let's do it. Yeah, the only thing I dislike more than granny squares is like continuous granny squares because it's like they never end and like the final rows are so long. You just feel like you're never gonna get through it. So hopefully I can keep my spirits up through this and I'm not really sure. So if you want to recommend a good border for a granny square blanket, I would gladly appreciate that because I'm not really sure what I want to do for the border yet. And I might wait to contact her with border options until I'm closer to the end. But yeah, I don't really know what I want to do for the border. Like my heart says like peacoats or peacoats, um, but like or like scallops or something like that. But I don't quite know like what her design aesthetic is. So man, this is coming together really well. For someone who doesn't like granny squares, it's coming together pretty well, I think. Um, if I do toot my own horn, toot toot. I really wish I had my frills though, because this is hurting my hand. But I'm just complaining. Carol. I don't think that's a thing, but That's what I am. That is the app, Finch. Um, it's a really cute app, and I use it to do my I use it to do my daily tasks and even stuff like hygiene and stuff like that. I make sure that I include that on there to make sure I'm taking care of myself. And I've done various different goals from like brushing my teeth to eating 3 meals a day, stuff like that. So I definitely suggest this app for anyone who's, either struggling with self care or, needs a little bit more organization in their life. It's a good app. So just rounded the corner. Yeah, so I'm halfway through this round and it's going smoothly. No problems to report just yet. Speak of the devil. Um, so I am trying to decide what I want to do or make Melanie for her birthday and or Christmas. Because if it's a blanket or something, it probably won't be done till Christmas. But I am. Let me show you what I'm thinking. So that is one of the patterns that I'm looking at. And so that is just a block for a blanket. And I'm thinking of making 12 of those, but just in different colors, different color schemes, and sewing them together and having a big Scorpio blanket. But then I also found this big Scorpio, and it's a filet blanket on Ravelry, and I have never done a filet before, so I don't know if I'm like able to do it. But it's really beautiful. So I'm trying to decide if I want to do that. I don't know if you can see the scorpion on there. If I want to do that, or if I want to do the Scorpio blanket, or I could do all 12 signs in the blanket, but like, oh, I could do them all in different colors. Like, I could do them all in like black and gray or something, and then I can do the Scorpio one in like red and black, or like yellow and whatever, blue or whatever colors they had on here. So that could be cool. Yeah, I like that. Hmm. Hmm. So this pattern, the filet one, is $7, and the Zodiac one is, let's see, the Zodiac one is $4 for that square. So if I buy all the squares, let's see. Oh no. Okay, so I can do all of the signs, but it's not like the individual. I thought I saw all the individual ones. Mosaic blanket pattern. Yeah. That could be kind of cool to do, like, the scorpions. Okay, so the bundle of the 12 together is $19.49. It's not $10. So the blanket, you have to do all the same color. So that row that would have Scorpio in it would all be the same colors as I want to make the Scorpio. So I need the individual to be able to do this. And then I could use the pattern then to make like bags and stuff like that. That would be cool. Yeah, I like that. I mean, it's almost $20, but like, I like it. I think that it could be really cool. So I have options. So if you have any preference, please let me know. because I'm still like, still have no idea what I want to do. So. Man, I wish I had my pearls out. But hopefully soon I will have my honesty at least. This is why I'm really glad I have my voodoo doll to hold my pearls, because then I can keep adding them as necessary, and I don't have to worry about not having space for them. It's not like I have a set space for my pearls, or set number of spaces for my pearls. So I'm on the last row of this round of this color for now, and I am what is that? It's fun. Talking with old friends. It's a nice little feeling. I'll try to cat sit at the end of the month. Hopefully get a lot of good crochet work done. And play with cats. Which I love, of course, because cats are the best. Okay, let me see what it's saying so I don't miss out on the actual. Oh, hey Zach, welcome in, welcome in. So, I am making a granny square, which for a lot of people is their first project. So, if the single crochet is giving you some trouble, maybe the double crochet will be a little bit easier for you. And because you have the chain down, so all you need to do is be able to double crochet and to chain, and then you can get a granny square like this. I'm sorry for the noise. I'm getting some messages because I might be cat sitting for some old friends of mine. So, so I'm going to cut this and I'm going to sew it in. I'll try to. So I'm just using my hook to pull the yarn through. Okay, maybe that's not working. Maybe I pulled the wrong thing. So, how are you doing, Zach? How was your day? So one thing I always try to remember to do when I am sewing in my ends is I try to make sure to stretch out the fabric um, so that once it gets played around with, worked with, blah blah blah, the stitches won't come out. So I'm trying to go a couple different directions so that so that it's nice and secure. And then again, stretching the work pretty much to its maximum comfortable length, and then like bunching up the work a little bit, because really it's going to be where it lays naturally. So now I have this square, and we are going to continue 4 rows of green, 4 rows of cream for a little while until we get a delightful little baby blanket. This is great because this will be the color of the snot and the poop. So it'll be nice and blend in. So yeah. Okay, so now we have our square, and we're going to go back to the color green. And it ain't easy being green. So this fell on the floor and got a bunch of dog hair on it, which I was like, great. I've been trying to protect my commission project from the hair mountain that is my apartment, and there's just no protecting it. It can't be saved, it can't be fixed. So you just got to do your best. So I am going to go pick a corner, any corner, doesn't matter. Front, back, doesn't matter. Always keep an eye out for like ends that are sticking out. Because those are the things that like make a project look a little bit more polished. So I always try to like, if I see a little end, I'm like, okay, I got you. Okay, so I'm going to pull the yarn through. I have a short end. It doesn't need to be super long. It just needs to be long enough to get maybe 2 or 3 granny clusters under its belt. And then I'm going to chain 3. And everybody does this different. Some people chain 2. It's up to you, just whatever looks right to you. I like the way the chain 3 looks. and the videos I watched use chain 3. So, and then you're going to do some double crochets up in there. You're going to do a granny cluster, so you're going to do your chain plus 2, fucking, what's it called? It's, fuck. Double crochets, and then you're going to do 2 chains, and then you're going to do 3 double crochets in the other side. So that's why we chain in the corners, because we want them to be larger so that we can fit more clusters in there. So now that we've done that, we're going to go to our next hole, and we're going to go ahead and do a granny cluster, and we're going to just continue this. Like, if I'm telling you how to do a granny cluster, you probably already know how to do a granny cluster. I'm not really teaching anyone anything they don't know, so so sorry about it. I just like to talk through what I'm doing, and this has worked for me thus far. So I am going to continue. So we can start to see the color come back, and its joyous return. Now, I could have incorporated the steel a little bit earlier, but it seemed like she wanted the cream and and I told her what I was gonna do. So I didn't run any. I did not run anything by her, because if it's a custom creation, then I want to make sure she's getting what she wants. But it seemed like she was more into the cream and the green. So I was like, I'm gonna do, but she did want that steel color, but like steely gray color. So I was like, why don't I do the border in the gray? And so it gives it kind of like a finality to it. So that's what I'm doing here, is I'm basically working just in the cream and the green until I reach the end. Oh, I didn't want to go in there, which is what she said. But yeah, so I'm so excited to catch it. Oh, I love cats. Cats are my friends. Like, don't tell my friends this because they're paying me, but I honestly don't care about getting paid to catch it. I love cats that much. But it is very helpful, and I will take the money. So, so altruistic. There is something like beautifully classic about a granny square. I'm not like to the point where I hate the look of granny squares. Like, I think they're beautiful. I've seen some gorgeous ones, and I think they highlight yarn really well. Like, if you have a color changing yarn, I think they can highlight it really, really well. If you have like a continuous spiral. I said continuous granny square, but really that's not what I'm doing. I'm just doing a granny square that's large. Um, but uh, because continuous is like when it goes, it spirals around and stuff, right? But I've seen some beautiful ones, so I'm definitely not dissing the granny square and its importance in the world of crochet. I'm just thinking it's just not my style. It's just not my vibe, if you will. If you were looking at me and wondering what my shirt says, it says Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. And it is a full pajama set that I got from Spirit Halloween. It has, it's striped, obviously, and then it has green bugs all over it, and the sleeves and the collar are purple, um, or the sleeve cuffs um, or purple. It's just like it's awesome. It's super soft. I feel super comfortable. It's not very warm, but that's okay right now. Like once it gets towards the winter a little bit more, I'll want a little bit more warmth in what I wear because my wife keeps it pretty chilly in here because her fibro kind of makes it hard for her to be in like hot weather and or hot anything really. So I just but she keeps it pretty cold. So I have to bundle up to survive. It's weird. This yarn is like it's fairly soft, but it's like not quite as like silky as like your Lion Brand basic stitch. So it's interesting. It's just a different feel. It almost like leaves my fingers feeling like slightly exfoliated. And I have been crocheting a lot lately, so that could be a part of it. I've been using like Pound of Love and I've been using Caron Simply Soft. Caron's not known to like make your fingers feel like weird or anything, but you know, Pound of Love isn't the softest of all value yarns. Um, so uh, I don't know what is the softest of all value yarns, but yeah, this is just an interesting feel to the yarn, which honestly, the orange that I used before didn't have. Like, it didn't have that feeling. It was a little bit more, if I recall correctly, I believe it was a tiny little bit more stiff. And that might have been the intensity of the pigments of the like dyes, um, where they needed to be a little bit more saturated or something like that. I don't know. I'm making shit up. I don't know what I'm talking about. So yeah, so yeah, so this is kind of like a mindful, mindless um, activity. I definitely think this is a great learning project. I know a lot of people learn on granny squares, like I said before to Zach. Um, and I think that this is something that could definitely be taught to someone who is newer to crochet and they would be able to pick it up rather quickly. I just think it's a great, but it's also like you can do so much with granny squares. You make bags, you can make outfits. There's more complicated granny squares out there for sure, and uh, so yeah, I think it's cool. I just like it's again not my style, but I am kind of like, should I call myself New Age crochet? Is that like stupid? I don't know. I feel like I am, but I don't know how to label myself as such. Um, okay, and I'm on my last corner, so I'm doing 3 double crochets, and then I am chaining 2 before doing my 3 double crochets again. So I'm sure it has something to do with the supply chain disruption, but like also like things have always taken a really long time to get to me here in North Carolina. I don't know if my other North Carolinians experience the same thing, but things have always taken a long time to get to me. Um, and like my furls, my premier yarn, like literally everything, it always takes a long time to get to me. So I am waiting for not just furls. I got my premier yarn, as you see, it's in my hands. Um, but I am also waiting on new glasses, and they said they should be here Saturday, which is cool because then I can try them out before I have my party on Sunday. So hopefully I'll be able to see. I mean, I can see all like pretty much all right. They just slightly changed the prescription in my right eye to be a little bit more farsighted. Now I'm farsighted, which is a little bit more rare than being nearsighted, and it's basically like your glasses are reading glasses where you get headaches from reading things close up. And so uh, he just kind of adjusted, my doctor just kind of adjusted my prescription a little bit um, from what it was written as and what the computer that they have told them it was uh, to um, to adjust what my brain is telling my what my eyes are telling my brain or brain's telling my eyes. I don't know. I don't know who's telling what, but yes, I am a feminist. So, welcome in. Yep, definitely feminist. No question there. Yep. So what are you up to tonight? Lost. Hey, I'm probably gonna mutilate your name, so please, if I'm wrong, you can phonetically spell it out, and I'll Subzita? La Subzita? Is that it? Yeah. So I think anyone who isn't one, I don't understand. Like I really just can't fathom living like with that mentality. Tell me why most feminists have colored hair, like red or green. I think it's probably just because, and I'm not saying this for everyone, I'm not saying this for me, I'm just saying people who have colored hair tend to be a little bit more liberal. It's a generalization. I'm not even saying that they vote a certain way. I'm just saying, like, with their actions, they tend to be a little bit more liberal. So, a liberal mentality is feminism. Shouldn't be a liberal mentality because it's kind of about, human rights and things like that. But I don't know. That's just the way it is, I guess. But I know a lot of people who color their hair who aren't liberal in any way or shape or form. And that's cool too, I guess. I once heard it described to me that feminism is the radical idea that women should have rights to. So I think that there's more feminists than people who have colored hair. It just happens to be an overlap. So I know you're new to this channel. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Always like having new people in here in the house. I'm making a baby blanket. So I am just working on that while I chit chat with folks who come in, stop by, say hey, all that stuff. I don't need to chain this in here. Keep wanting to chain, we don't need to. Nope, don't do that. Don't do that. So I just got to another corner, and I'm starting my work there. Probably after this round, which I believe ends in basically this round. So probably about when I'm done with this round, I am going to call it a night. I think it's turning out pretty well. And it's gonna be a cute little baby blanket. You know, I underestimated this green, but I think it's a nice green. I think it'll look nice with a little baby on top, and we'll have a nice little baby blanket for a little squirt. I have like something in my eye, and it's like, scratching it. I don't have anything if my eyes start to water. So if my eyes start to water, we are done for. You didn't tell me. Shame, because I'm a cunning linguist and would have expected that someone would want to conversate with me, but that's okay. It's okay if they just want to ask relatively invasive questions and just leave. Um, you know, that's how that is, you know, and that's what it is. So, no need in getting fussed about it. You know, if that's the worst troll I get, it's not the worst thing in the world. So, we've been. Am I opening the wrong way? Forgot my hands because I was looking at the monitor. So, yes, let's finish this baby. Okay, and I'm coming up on my corner. Okay, on my last turn to finish this little row. Hey Zach, welcome in. I just had like a maybe troll. I don't know. It was interesting. But it's handled. They're gone. I was saying, I don't know if you heard, but I was saying that a great project to start on is actually a granny square. Because it's fairly simple. All you need to know how to do is to chain and to double crochet. So if you could master the double crochet, that might be a little bit easier. And a lot of people learn how to crochet using the granny stitch and granny squares. So it might be something that you might want to look into, see if that's something that interests you at all. And you can do a lot with the granny square. I'm on my last round of green for tonight. I still have 2 more rounds to go before I. You're not dumb. And the double crochet, I mean, I know you're still learning single and double crochet, but there are some really great videos out there that tell you how to do it, especially if you're looking at granny squares. There are things for like absolute beginners. And that's how I learned how to do a granny square because I hate granny squares, but I still can do them because of videos like that. So might be worth looking into into a video like that, sorry, and see if you want to try it. You know, if you don't want to try it, you don't have to, but um, it's definitely a project that you can work up into something very quickly, and definitely a lot faster than single crocheting your life away. Trust me, been there, done that. But don't call yourself dumb just because you don't know something. You just are learning. You know, calling yourself dumb when you watch. Okay, so now I have completed 2 rounds of the third group of rows. So we're getting a little bit of curling, but it'll straighten out as we have more um, rows pulling on it. So the end's going to kind of curl a little bit, but I'm going to put a border on it that'll hopefully help straighten up the thing. So this is the middle of my baby blanket, my granny square baby blanket. Like I said, I'm really not a big fan of baby blankets. I'm sorry, of granny squares or baby blankets, to be honest. But but this is pretty fun so far. It'll probably be less fun as I get into the larger rows out here, but that's okay. It's a commission, so I'll take what I can get, and I won't complain about it too much. I'll complain about it, but not too much. So yeah, so this yarn's really soft. It's anti-pill, so it's very durable, and it's 100% acrylic, but it is anti-pill, so you're not going to get any pilling if the baby rolls around on it a bunch, which is always nice. And it's done with the 2 colors thus far of kiwi and cream, which sounds like a really delicious drink, doesn't it? Like a kiwi and cream. So I'm gonna let you all go, and I'm using a 5mm hook, by the way. Looking for my furls. 5mm, but can't find it. So I love you all very much. I really appreciate you watching, and I hope you have a great night. I'll talk to you later.